Hey Lyle, I got those fresh cherries that your mom sent us. These are huge, and there's so many of them. I think she really outdid herself this time. I don't even know how we're going to go through eating all of these before they go bad. We'll definitely have to bake something.
Oh yeah, she's always doing stuff like that for people. She likes sending baskets of whatever fruits are in season as a gift. Although, now that you mention it, I've never heard of her sending anyone cherries, so that's new.
I guess she probably just got them special for me. Do you think?
I really wouldn't put it past my mom to do something like that.
She must remember that one time I told her that my favorite fruit was cherries. But that was a while ago. Your mom must have a really good memory to recall something tiny like that.
Well, then I guess that must be it, huh? She probably just remembered what you said and that's why she sent the cherries. Yeah, that woman is like an elephant and hardly ever forgets things.
Well, I think it's so sweet that she's done this for us. I mean, fruits, especially nice ones like these, can be quite expensive now.
I don't think you need to worry about that. My mom doesn't really have to worry about money, thankfully.
That's right. Sometimes I forget that your mom was an heiress, and that your family comes from some really old money.
Yeah, it certainly has been a huge help throughout our lives. And since Mom was an only child, that meant she got all the money for the family fortune. And then after she divorced my father, she still had so much money that I never really felt like we were wanting for anything while growing up.
Wow. Well, it must have been amazing growing up like that. Not having to worry about anything. And your mom has still kept her sense of taste and style this whole time. It even shines through with these cherries. I have to say, compared to the way I was raised, this is like going to a whole new world.
Well, I'm happy that I can be giving you these new experiences at the least.
Actually, Lyle, if I can be honest with you, I was really nervous before you and I got married.
You were nervous? About what? What were you worried about?
I guess I was just worried that your mom would, I don't know, look down on me for not being from a similar background as you all. I was really scared that she was going to reject me and say that we couldn't be allowed to be together. But she's actually been such a sweet and caring woman, and I was completely wrong.
Yeah, my mom isn't really all that uptight about any of that stuff. I don't think I've ever really seen her look down at someone just for not having money. She doesn't have that kind of pride that other rich families might have. She may have money, but she's one of the people for sure. She's always willing to give whenever she can.
Kira thought she would be the one to judge me, but I guess I was the one who judged her. I really feel kind of bad for the view I had of her before I met her and got to know her. I was so wrong.
I think that my mom really only cares that you're polite and respectful. But otherwise, she will give a lot of leeway and never try and boss you around or demand things of you. Speaking of, you might want to send her a thank you message for the cherries. I'm sure she would like that.
I actually just did. I told her how delicious they looked and that we would give her some kind of pastry I'll make with them. Also, she told me something about you just now.
Oh, really? And what might that have been?
She actually was asking quite a bit about you, actually. She wanted to know what time you come home most days. And if you spend your weekends with me. And just how things are around the house in general.
Well, that's kind of odd. I wonder why she would be asking you about all that sort of stuff.
I really have no clue. Maybe she's worried about you overworking yourself?
Well, if that's the case, then she doesn't have anything to worry about at all. I'm an adult who can take care of myself, thank you very much.
I know that. But you just got married, and your mom is just thinking about you a lot right now. It's natural for moms to worry about their children at any age, don't you think? You're always going to be your little boy no matter how old you get.
You might be onto something there. Maybe she's just feeling lonely now that she's realizing all of her kids are all grown up now.
Well, I feel like we both kind of benefit from your mom being so concerned about our adult family. She's always buying the sweetest gifts. Maybe it's her way of trying to stay in your life?
Well, as long as she holds on to all of her money, that's the important thing. One day she won't be here anymore, and then it'll all be mine.
I know that, but don't you think we should try and show your mom how grateful we are for all that she's done? Maybe we can think of something really sweet to do for her.
Hey, Shelly, are you there? I just want to let you know that apparently one of my coworkers got a bunch of peppers from his neighbor, but he doesn't really want them. Do you think we could take a couple off his hands?
Oh, sure. I bet we could find something to put them in. Why not?
Got it. I'll take them home with me then.
Sounds good. Thanks for letting me know, Lyle. I appreciate it. Tell your coworker thank you for me.
Is that really all you have to say to that? I thought that you would be like over the moon happy to get something like this.
Well, I am happy to get them. Sorry, I guess I'm just a little bit off because your mom was sending me some weird messages.
Oh, really? What kind of things was she saying to you?
I don't really want to get into it in detail over text, but I don't think she likes that I'm married to you. Or, at least, she said things that made me think that way.
What are you talking about? Of course my mom likes you, and she's so happy that we're married. I've never heard my mom say anything negative about you even once.
You really haven't? Huh. Maybe that means I did something to make her upset then.
Well, do you have an idea what you might have done to make her talk to you like this?
I really can't think of anything at all. She just started messaging me these things, and I didn't know why.
I still don't know what it is she was telling you. But do you think there's a chance you're just misinterpreting what she was trying to get across to you?
I really don't think it's that either. Her messages were pretty blunt and to the point, and I don't think there's a chance that I misread them.
But she didn't give a reason for why she was saying any of these kind of things to you at all?
Well, I didn't really have a chance to act. Before I could ask her anything, she said that she had errands to take care of and that she had to go. So I still have no idea why any of this was really about.
Well, maybe you did do something to upset my mom then. I have to say, though, I don't think I've ever really seen anyone who could do that until now.
Well, what do you think I should do? Maybe you can go and talk to her for me? I would love it if you could find what it is that I did wrong.
I could try to do that, but it would have to be while I'm not at work, since I would want to give this my full attention.
That's a good point. What about the next day that you have off? Would that work?
I'm afraid that the next weekend I'm going to be doing things for the Homeowners Association all day and won't have time until then.
Is that really going to take up your entire weekend?
Well, it's a general meeting and we already have a huge docket of topics that we have to cover. Not to mention the fact that I already have made plans for the evening after the meeting is done. So I won't have time once it's done. I'm sorry, Shelly, but you might just have to handle this on your own for the time being.
Right. I guess it really seems that way, doesn't it?
I have no idea what it is that my mom could be upset about. But I think the sooner you apologize, the better. She's not the kind of person to hold a grudge, so I bet if you just came to her wanting to make peace, then she might be wanting to talk things out with you.
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
I mean, even if you think of what you might have done wrong, it's probably better to just apologize for the sake of keeping the peace. We wouldn't want her to stop sending us all those nice gifts now, would we?
Okay, you're right. I'll go and talk to her and do my best to make things right between us. Hey, Tina. I was wondering if I could talk to you for a moment. If you had the time to, that is.
Oh, Shelly. Please allow me to apologize for the other day. I thought about reaching out to you once I had finished my errands. But my day quickly turned very busy, and before I knew it, I'd completely forgotten to reach out to you.
That's really okay. But if it's alright, I would like to talk about the things you were telling me the other day. Especially about leaving Lyle. You weren't really serious about that, were you? If you know something that I don't, I would really like to hear it.
You're right. We didn't get to finish our talk the other day, and I'm terribly sorry if I left you with more questions than answers before I had to go. But I want you to know that you've done nothing wrong at all, Shelley. So if that was one of your worries, I want to nip that in the bud right now.
Well, that's a bit of relief, but I still don't understand why you want me to divorce your son. Is it that you don't like me? I know you said I didn't do anything wrong, but nothing else makes sense.
I'm so sorry if I've given you the wrong impression, dear. I really do think you're a wonderful person, and I have no ill will towards you at all. I think that you're truly a very kind person and probably a much better wife than my son ever deserves to have. I was trying to tell you that yesterday, but I was so nervous and my words came out jumbled, and I guess I ended up confusing you more than anything.
So then, something did happen that you wanted to talk to me about?
That's right, but I want to be clear that when I told you that you should divorce Lyle, that it was for no reason than your own benefit. I've come to learn that Lyle is having an affair behind your back, and that's why I suggested that you leave him. I'm sorry that I couldn't just come out and say that the last time we talked.
Wait, Lyle is cheating on me? Please tell me that this is some kind of joke or something.
I really wish that it were, trust me. I don't know what that idiot son of mine is thinking. I know it's not remotely enough right now, but I want you to know that I'm deeply sorry for his actions.
But how do you know about this affair? Could you please tell me how you found out? And what you know?
Of course. Let me start the story from the very beginning of it all.
That would be great. Thank you.
You remember the time that I went to go visit you and Lyle at your apartment, don't you?
Yes, that was sometime last month, wasn't it?
That's right. Well, after I had said goodbye, I got into the elevator to leave, and I accidentally got off on the wrong floor.
Yes, I remember you saying goodbye and heading for the elevators that day.
And you were the only one at home when I came to visit, remember?
I remember. Lyle had to work that day, and so he was out of the house.
Well, that's what I thought, too, until I got off the elevator on the wrong floor and happened to see Lyle still in the building.
Wait, do you remember what floor it was that you got off on?
It was the 6th floor, which is quite a ways lower than the floor your apartment is on. Do you have any idea if Lyle happens to know anyone who lives on that floor of your building?
I don't know of anyone off the top of my head. In fact, I don't really think we know many of the people who live in this building, since we tend to keep to ourselves.
I see, but I see Lyle with some other woman on the 6th floor. And I believe they went into room 612.
He went into a room with some woman?
That's right, and I know what I saw. I saw my son carrying an affair with this woman, without a doubt in my mind.
And you don't think there's a chance at all that you might be mixing these people up with someone else?
I know my son when I see him. You can count on that. And I really hope that you can forgive me for this. But after that, I hired a private investigator to look into my son.
Wow. You were so sure of what was happening that you thought to do something like that?
I couldn't believe that I were doing it either. But now I'm very glad that I did. The person I hired managed to uncover a heap of evidence that Lyle is cheating on you.
So then it is true. Everything that you've been warning me about is really happening.
Shelley, I am so sorry that you have to find out this way. But I want you to know that you can have the evidence I have in your divorce proceedings, and that'll help you a lot. I strongly recommend that you leave my son and sue him for his affair. Him and this other woman he's with.
Do you happen to know anything more about who this woman might be? Has your PI done any digging on her?
Well, I know that she lives in room 612 and that she seems to be married. And apparently, she's also part of the HOA with Lyle.
I can't believe that he's cheating on me with someone else in our building. It's literally right under my nose. How could he do this to me? Did he really think he could do this so close to home and never get found out? Does he think I'm an idiot or something?
I know how you must be feeling right now. But we can agree on one thing. Lyle is an idiot for doing this.
But are you sure that you want me to go through with what you said? You really want me to see your son?
I don't care one bit what you do to him. He needs to pay for what he's done to you. I also know what it's like to be cheated on by your husband. My ex-husband did the exact same thing to me.
And that's why you two got a divorce? Because he was cheating on you?
That's right. Although I never told Lyle because I was afraid that the shock of hearing the truth would be too much for me.
But in the end, Lyle ended up doing exactly what his father did to you, but to me. I suppose the apple really doesn't fall far from the tree.
It would appear that way, wouldn't it? Although I can't help but blame myself for this as well. Maybe if I talked to him about his father when I had the chance, things might not have turned out this way.
Well, now we know the real reason why you want me to divorce Lyle. Just makes me feel for you.
Don't you go pitying me just yet. I also had a hand in this, and I'm just trying to make things right.
Hey, where are you? How long are you going to keep me waiting for dinner?
I'm afraid that Tina's with us, and she won't be making you any dinner tonight.
Wait, what? Is this... Mom?
That's right. I take it that you're finally back from work.
That's right. So I take it that Shelley went over to your house to talk to you in person, right? Did you two make up?
Did we make up? What do you mean? Were the two of us fighting?
Well, Shelley was telling me that you said some things that upset her, and she was worried you were mad at her. Mom, you really should know better than to try and bully my wife like that.
What are you talking about? The only person who isn't treating Shelley right around here is you, Lyle.
Just how am I mistreating my wife, huh?
Well, you're having an affair with a married woman who lives on the 6th floor of your apartment building, for one. That's a pretty big deal, don't you think?
Wait, what? An affair? Mom, what are you even talking about right now?
Don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about, Lyle. I've heard someone to look into you, and they have plenty of evidence to prove what I'm saying.
You hired someone to spy on me? I can't believe that you would do this to me!
Well, I only did it because I happened to catch you and this other woman as you were about to go into her apartment. I just wanted a little more information to make sure I understand what was happening.
Well, you didn't need some stalker to follow me around. I'm your son! You can't just do that!
Don't you try and lecture me about what I can and can't do when you're the one who was cheating on Shelley. Do you even realize what a stupid mistake you've made? Shelley is a good woman and great wife, and you've ruined what should have been a nice marriage.
Just tell me, where is all this evidence you have on me?
I've already shown all of it to Shelley, so don't bother.
You're what? What's the matter with you? Why would you do that?
Well, how else was she supposed to sue you for your affair if she didn't have any evidence of it?
Sue me? Are you kidding me? Are you trying to ruin my life or something? What are you telling Shelley to sue me for?
Well, the whole reason I really hired someone to follow you was so that Shelley would have something to use. I wasn't just going to sit back and let you betray a good woman like her.
But I'm your son. You're supposed to be on my side, Mom. Why would you do something like this just for Shelley?
You think being a mother means standing by your children even when they're acting horribly. No, I'm afraid that I have to be more strict with you now. I'm going to make it so that you have no inheritance to claim from me. And you can say goodbye to the money that I was sending you every month.
Wait, are you kidding me? You're going to cut me off just because of this?
Just because? No, precisely because. You are the one who is in the wrong here. You did the same exact thing that drove me to leave your father.
You mean that Dad also?
That's right. When I found out that your father was cheating on me, I kicked him to the curb. But I didn't want to hurt you, so I shielded you from the truth.
And Dad just never ever came back to talk to me?
That's right. Your father was a no-good rotten man, and you've gone and followed in his footsteps. But don't cry to me about it. You still need to apologize to Shelley.
Hello, Lyle. This is Shelley.
Shelley, I am so sorry. I know I've only given you excuses until now, but I want you to know that I never, ever meant to hurt you.
I just can't believe that you would cheat with someone in our same building. Here I thought you were just really passionate about the HOA. But really you were just looking for an excuse to spend more time with the other lady, weren't you?
No, you don't understand. She was the one that approached me. She only wanted to be with me because we live so high up in the building.
Is that really the best that you could come up with?
Well, since we pay more for our room, I guess she just thought that the people living here might be rich too. She only got with me because she thought that I was rich.
And that's why you started cheating on me? That's how you're going to explain all this? First of all, you do realize that neither of us actually paid for our apartment, right? It's all thanks to your mom that we've been living there. You don't even make that much money.
I know, but the other woman didn't know.
So basically, you also lied to the woman who you're having an affair with. Is cheating not enough lying for you? Or do you just get off on lying to women?
Please, you have to understand, it was just a little fling, I swear. I was never going to leave you for this woman, and I just told little white lies to smooth everything over.
If you believe that any of those things make what you did okay, you're dead wrong.
Shelley, I don't care about that other woman at all. You're the only one for me, and you know this.
Do you think that's supposed to make me happy, Lyle? I don't care about who this woman is. The one that I'm most upset with is you. You lied to my face so casually over and over again, all while carrying this out behind my back. Well, you better believe that I'm going to make use of this evidence.
Oh, please, don't do this. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to get divorced.
Well, I do. And nothing you say is going to change my mind. You have just been fooling around. But it's high time you learn the cost of what you've done. After that, I went to my parents' house to live with them for a while. Tina told Lyle that he was no longer allowed to live in the apartment that she had been renting for us, and promptly canceled the lease. As for that woman that Lyle was cheating on me with, her husband found out about the affair at the same time that he found out I was suing his wife for her part in it. The couple got in a huge fight, and ended up filing for divorce themselves. This woman had got in with Lyle because she thought that he was rich. And it was only now that the two of them desperately needed money that she found out he was lying to her this whole time. Tina reached out to me to apologize many times after everything was all done and settled. But I always told her that I was more grateful than anything for what she had done for me.